Welcome to this day 351, pointer number 15, What is it like with no illusion? Lesson 306, pages 818 and 19. And let's begin with today's episode, this audiovisual version of my book. So, what does it feel like to stand still while living in an old program and standing on a new earth, multi-dimensional, living, breathing platform? Was this a Californian sunshine acid trip coming back to revisit the unexplainable deja vu from the 1980s? Favored explicitly that of the LSD adventure, however not as abrasive to the system, and rather the transitional intention into a multidimensional experience that ascension brings? Welcome. I'm so glad that you can join me here today, 351. Lesson 306. Pointer number 15, to explore and uncover what it is and what is it like with no illusion. Day 315. This is the Sovereign Light, named after my ministry. And this is a course in metaphysical spirituality. And my name is Reverend Maria Arvanitidis. How do you do? Whenever you're ready, let's begin. So take a few deep breaths in. And find that depth that you're able to trust with every breath, and leverage and see how far you can relieve yourself with every breath intake. Are you feeling it? And then out. Just release it. And while you're doing this, visualize with every breath in, from the soles of your feet all the way up to your tailbone, your adrenals, all the way up to your spine, and naturally to your heart space center, where you find an anchor and mix from all the way up, from the ethers, from the sky, from the mana, the sun, the neutrinos. Just breathe all that in through your crown, all the way to your pituitary, pineal, all the way down to your thyroid, from your thymus to your thyroid. Open it up, your higher heart, and bridge from your higher mind to your heart space center, from your solar plexus. Just breathe all that in, your sacral, all the way up and to your heart space center. Just breathe it all in from the earth, from the sky, and mix it. Amalgamate it. And as you breathe out, again, back down to the earth, back up into the ethers, into your holographic field. And let's do this. Just find that anchor. That's what it means to have roots and wings. And so when you breathe it out through your heart into your hologram, those are your wings. And down to the soles of your feet, preferably shoulder length, or you can be sitting down, and feel that ground right to the earth, right to the crystals of the earth, right to the core. And just feel that connection to the earth, to the mother. And likewise the same with the sky. And just feel the ethers, just feel that field from 3D to 4D to 5D, right through your heart space center. And breathe it in and out. Find that inner stillness, that peaceful place from within, that eye within the storm. and just feel that grounding. And then spread your wings from your heart. That's your ripples, that ripple into the holographic field. You're rippling it out, and we're creating our reality. So with that said, welcome to day 351, pointer number 15, to explore and uncover whatever else that we might bring together in our light to share here in this present moment. To be in the here and now is the most powerful connection to our awareness, our consciousness that we will ever have. Anything else just pulls us out into remorse, guilt, or anxiety for the future, what might be and what was not. So let's just bring it all into the here and now as the most powerful moment, is the most empowering that we will ever feel to have. And this is what it means to find our stillness. This is what it means to find that inner peace and be. This is how we learn to be. And from this state, we take it into everyday lives, whatever we are doing. It's not just right here in this moment and we take some time and we meditate. We learn to be in this state always, not just get pulled out of it and then we go and recalibrate and we learn how to do this as we flicker in and out. But we learn to be in this state permanently. There is no turning back. This is what it means to be in the fifth dimensional way of life and live through the heart space center, connected to that bridge of the higher mind through the thymus gland. Yes, we have all these glands, and yes, they do have these special alchemical connections that we can feel when we open, and they secrete, and like mentioned before, through the back of our throat even, from our pituitary and our pineal, and when it opens up, that Ida and Pingala, the electromagnetics that we have, and how we connect to all the other angels and all the other orbs and all the sentient beings and the earth and all the creatures, whether it be galactic or here on earth even. We have this potential to connect with everything, and everything is us. Within the oneness is the many, and within the many is the one. And welcome to this here episode. It's an audio-visual version of my book named after my ministry, TheSovereignLight, a course in metaphysical spirituality. And my name is Reverend Maria Arvanitides. How do you do? Thank you for sharing and being here in the now. Are you ready? Let's take a few deep breaths in. And let's say these words out loud. The more expanded into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real from all that I desire. Take a nice deep breath in and out. The more into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real from all that I desire. The more expanded into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real from all that I desire. And throughout the day, what is it that this here affirmation activates within you or supports in encouraging to help and guide and support you along your growth in this ascension process into the mastery of your authentic beingness So when the construct of the mind starts to change, so does the construct of its physical reality. Eventually, the world did change externally, and in just the same, the self could not have, however, did play with the illusion long enough and to claim responsibility of what? Of that which it was not. Reality cannot be forced back into a box. The self found how disabling it could be, trying, crying, and for over 20 years insisting on external history to be the only way of looking at itself, had trapped it within a box of disillusion for its existence. The near-death experience that unconscious mind did bring and up to the subconscious so that it may be given the option for a suicide, and it did not. The self physically could not have tolerated very well the blockages. Just how would it escape from all this density? Awakening to death for its experience, to feel its existence again as but a dream and not for a brief moment within the illusion that death was real. Page 819. The more expanded into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real, from all that I desire. To say these words out loud, take a nice deep breath in, and just 3 things here. Be present, feel your connection, find that inner still point from within, your heart space center, and anchor there with every breath. Just breathe out into your hologram, your feel. The more expanded into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real from all that I desire. The more expanded into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real from all that I desire. The more expanded into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real from all that I desire. The consciousness is huge and overfills its finite cup to barely understand as human, and that its mentality creates realities. Understand. Instead, it relied upon the many to conform and compromise those parts and into contractual agreements. The disconnect from its very life force was this dominating struggle. Abuse of power might have been enough to harness. The enforcements to comply with an external system was as synthetic as the LSD experience that led back into inner vision. The unknown is magical and like a freaky lucid dream not made to be feared. From the heart, the self had given up the mind chatter to be still and quiet, and the peace was felt within the open heart of love's expansion. From this compassion, a higher mind was birthed. From the higher heart, united and came online the third eye to help the self this time around enlighten to its function of creator source incarnate. The purpose is to relax enough within the physical body to allow for as many levels of the states of consciousness to reintegrate into the center of beingness that is I. I am here, now, in this moment, present. So feel that presence of the I am, the here and now. I am in this presence. The consciousness of the self is all around that self, is able to travel within its dream time, and so why not include it within the waking state as well? The more expanded into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real from all that I desire, the more expanded into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real from all that I desire, the more expanded into consciousness I be, and comprehensive to recognize as real from all that I desire.